Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Hazeeq and welcome back to another one of my videos, and today we're going to be discussing the possibility of COD 2017 being set in the time of the American Civil War. So I'm going to go over some facts why we are going to get a Civil War in 2017, or rather, why would it be awesome to see a Civil War Call of Duty, and then I'm going to take a look at reasons why it might suck and not be successful. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and let me know down below in the comments what you think of this, and what time era do you want the next Call of Duty to be set in, because a lot of rumors, but none of them are official, obviously. So let's start off. Now, for those of you who don't know, the American Civil War was an internal conflict fought in the United States from 1861 to 1865. The Union faced secessionists in 11 southern states grouped together as the Confederate States of America. The Union won the war, which remains the bloodiest war in US history. So just from reading the description of the Civil War, I can already tell you a very solid reason why this COD game would be good. So it was the bloodiest war in US history, which means that if you make a Civil War Call of Duty, means you're gonna have to put a lot of gore in the game, which is a fan favorite thing, obviously. The last time we had a really gory, Call of Duty was World at War in 2008. Black Ops 3 had a bit of gore, but it wasn't that intense as it was back in World at War. Next up, Civil War has never been done in Call of Duty. I mean, I don't even know a name of a game which is based on Civil War, on the American Civil War, and something new into Call of Duty would be good. And I don't mean something new in terms of the exosuits or anything like that, based on a time set, not something mechanical or physical in the game. The time setting is very important, and I think Civil War would be something new and fresh, and I think that they could go into many different directions with the campaign, starting with the I would really love to see some connections with the Patriot movie that was released in 2000. Maybe some of you guys are familiar with that. It's one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion. I grew as a child on this movie, and it's amazing, guys. And it would be pretty cool, even though the movie is set in the American Revolution in the 18th century. However, the American Civil War was 100 years later in 19th century, but still it would be pretty cool, and they could take some of the scenes and moments, and generally the storyline is amazing, and they could use it in a Call of Duty game, and I would love to see that. So those are the only things that I could come up with that are actually positive about the Civil War. Now we're going to take a look at a comment that I saw on one of the videos based on the same topic as this one, the Civil War topic for Call of Duty 2017. So this is the comment that this guy left. So first of all, he says a Civil War COD is a bad idea. Here's why. So he brings 8 reasons why he thinks Call of Duty 2017 as a Civil War would suck, and some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you agree with all of his reasons or what do you disagree with. But his first reason is a lack of guns. Now this I agree on, and I agree with him because it's true. You know, Civil War wasn't that, popular with weapons. They were pretty basic, they were pretty similar, and I think Sledgehammer games could find a way out of this situation. Maybe they could add something that wasn't in the Civil War, but make it kind of a Civil War era weapon. I think that this is not a big problem. If they want to set it in Civil War, they're gonna do it, and the lack of weapons isn't a problem. I think Sledgehammer games can pretty easily handle this situation, and I think this is not a very legitimate reason. Next up, there wouldn't be classes like assault rifles and SMGs, shotguns, etc., etc., etc. So another good point made there, but if we're gonna go to civil war, we're gonna have to get used to it, and I think that we have to make some changes, and I think that this would be kind of a different thing. Maybe it's not gonna be very interesting to play with rifles only. That's why I think that Sledgehammer Games could come up with some weapons themselves and do something about it, because I don't think that if we're going to civil war, then we're gonna have only two weapon classes, rifles and secondaries, right? So I think if Sledgehammer Games does a civil war game, that is going to be fixed as well, and it won't be an issue, believe me. So yeah, I think you don't have to worry about that, but still, it's a fact. If we're going to civil war, there will be no assault rifles and SMGs, only except if we're going to if we're gonna play zombies, maybe we'll have some of that in there, if of course they're gonna bring zombies or exo zombies, which I hope they won't. But yeah, next up, he says zombies wouldn't happen. So this is the one that I disagree with him the most, because it doesn't matter if the campaign or the multiplayer is set in civil war or not. The zombie storyline was never really connected to the campaign, except for Black Ops 1 with that Hudson Little storyline, but really, except for that Hudson and Reznov, I think, Reznov storyline, there really isn't a big connection between campaign and zombies. So I think if they're going for zombies, it would be awesome to see zombies in these Civil War uniforms. It would be pretty cool, and I think we would be limited in terms of the maps and the storyline, but I don't think that can touch if that goes for multiplayer, right? But I don't think that could be a problem for zombies. I mean, zombies, if they want to do it, they're gonna do it. I hope they're doing something new, but I don't think so, because we're gonna have a lot of zombies in the coming years, and I'm just waiting for Treyarch zombies, to be honest. But that's a little bit off topic now. Let's move to the next point that he made here. So each gun shoots once and takes 30 seconds to reload. Now this is the one that to me seems like the biggest threat and the biggest reason why this next Call of Duty is not going to be based on the Civil War. So out of this situation, I see only one outcome, and that is that they make the guns reload a lot faster, because in Civil War, the reload takes ages. Put in the powder and all that stuff. It just takes too long. So I don't know what they would do with the weapons. Probably just make them give them a fast reload, and that's it. I don't see any other option here, but that is generally the only problem. And if we're gonna bring new weapons and we're going to change the reload speed of the weapons, that really takes us away from the Civil War era and the feel that it has in the movies and that it had in real life. However, on the bright side, there's a good thing to this as well. So this opens up a new opportunity for Sledgehammer Games to improvise and implement something new into Call of Duty. And I'm talking about the combat system, the melee combat system, because if our weapons aren't going to be good or good enough to take out enemies accurately at close distances, then we're going to have to fight them, right? Bare knuckle fights, and I think these moments would be incredibly amazing, especially in multiplayer. And I think that there's this is the only option that I see here, or just make the guns reload a lot faster. So yeah, moving on, guys. Map creativity, DLC as well, would be limited. So yeah, this is true. First of all, we have a lack of weapons, which means that we're probably not going to be getting DLC weapons if we're going to have a Civil War Call of Duty, because I don't think that we're going to have a lot of weapons in multiplayer. And in terms of the maps, I think that Sledgehammer Games could come up with something, maybe some villages, I don't know, cornfields. That would be awesome to see, but I just don't want it to get boring. I mean, if we do end up getting a Civil War Call of Duty, I don't want it to get boring, because take a look at all the futuristic Call of Duties. There's so much to do, and there are so many weapons, just because the creators, the developers, they could come up with their own stuff, because it's in the future, right? They have the right to do whatever they want. But if you're implementing real life story, a real life civil war, then it has to look like a real life civil war. But if you're gonna make a lot of changes, then I don't think that we should be having a Civil War Call of Duty. But yeah, that's for the map creativity and DLC in general. I don't think that there would be a lot of creativity with this, because if we're getting 4 DLC multiplayer maps, then Sledgehammer Games are gonna have to do a very, very good job if they want to get this right, guys. But moving to his number 6th point, same goes for the storyline, and I completely disagree with this. And I think that the storyline could be very, very interesting. So you don't have to be a soldier, you could be a retired soldier, and just like I brought up the example with the Patriot movie, you could come up with that storyline, and you could be a father who has like 6 children, and their mom died a couple years ago in an accident, or there are a lot of different ways they can do this, and I don't think that the campaign would be bad. I mean, I don't think we ever had a really bad campaign for Call of Duty, and I think Civil War would be a great campaign. The only problem here is that multiplayer won't have enough weapons and maps. That's the only concern that I'm having right now. Moving to number 7, he says, what's gonna replace the slide? No one was sliding in the Civil War. Now, I completely agree on this as well, and if you're going to keep the slide, then you can keep the slide, just make it a lot slower. But I don't think that would really suit the timeline of the Civil War. Now, nobody was dolphin diving either, so I think that you don't have to replace it with a dolphin dive. You could replace it with something new, something we haven't seen before, and if they can come up with something like that, then obviously that would be for the better good. But I don't know, in my mind, I don't really have anything except for maybe a little tactical drop. Maybe you just drop prone quickly or rapidly. I don't know, slide. I don't know. It's really hard to change the slide, because I mean, we got so used to it. It's been implemented in Ghosts, and we had it ever since. So yeah, that's another good point by this dude, Oxerdize, I think that's his name. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry, buddy. And the number 8 reason why he thinks it will suck, he says, even though it's kind of silly, people from other countries wouldn't want to buy an American Civil War game. So this is a good point, because if a Call of Duty is based entirely on America, then I don't think, for maybe Portuguese people, it wouldn't be very interesting playing it. But I'm not saying that it wouldn't interest everyone. Obviously, I'm not from the US, and I'm interested in the Civil War, and I'm really hoping that we're gonna get a Civil War Call of Duty this year. But some other people, they might just not be as excited as I am, or as some other people are, for the Civil War, and that's completely understandable. Now, going back to Modern Warfare 3, we had 2 storylines going at the same time. The same thing we had in World at War, playing as the Russians and the Americans. So I think if we could in the beginning of the campaign choose what side you could be on, or maybe have a different I don't know. It's just really complicated, but I don't think this would be a major issue, and this would affect the sales a lot. Because if you're gonna introduce a Call of Duty, you're gonna show it from the best side. You're gonna hype us up with a trailer, And talking about a trailer, now last year we had the reveal of Infinite Warfare pretty early, and now if we're going back to the roots of Call of Duty, back to the boots on the ground, just to get us on the hype train after this, let's say, a fail of Infinite Warfare, why not bring us the Infinite Warfare, I'm sorry, didn't mean to say that. Why not bring us the next Call of Duty game trailer even sooner? Why not start it in the end of the May, right? Not maybe in the beginning of May, right? It's just it would just in a way fix the Call of Duty community, because it's kind of dying out now because of Infinite Warfare and all the hate that it's been receiving. People aren't really on the hype train, and the last time I was this excited for a Call of Duty game, back when Black Ops 3 was coming out, because I was really excited for it, and I think I'm gonna be excited for the next Riot game as well. But now I'm really hyped because I don't know what to expect, and since we're going back to the roots of Call of Duty, I don't know, I'm really excited for this, guy. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below saying what time period you want to see the next Call of Duty being set in. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like. This is a kind of a long one, but it's more of a discussion, and why not, what if not, type of video. But guys, anyways, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't boring for you. And anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.